Good afternoon. We are back up and running in the building. It's the Headphones Down Show. My man DJ Dre alongside
DJ Breakout.
All right, tell them who you are, man.
You just call yourself your own
who
self.
You are.
You know what I'm saying? Your man DJ Dre. My name is Breakout.
Hey, we got a special show tonight for y'all. We doing the show on okay. Let me see if I can cut this music down in the back. All right, we're doing a special show tonight. We're going to have a house music tribute show. We talking house music. We just came off of our live set, Funk versus House. We got a special guest in the building today via FaceTime video. My man DJ Romeo Grate. DJ Romeo Grate. He is a house music king. Does his thing. Make sure you check out his video. You can call on in, DJ Romeo, so we could chop it up with you and find out a little bit more about this house music, man, and how you do your thing and how it comes together. So give us a call so we can holler at you. But what's going on?
Yo, I definitely want to give a salute to Team DJ Dre. Y'all did y'all thing tonight. I think House beat Funk tonight. So, you know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. You know, we're going to come back strong in the next 2 weeks. You know, but I'm going to give it to y'all. So, salute to Team Dre. Y'all, the House beat Funk tonight. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we got my man on the screen. My man DJ Romeo Grate in the building. How you doing? Let me see if we can hear you.
What's good? What's good? Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, we got you loud and clear, loud and clear. Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so tell the people out there a little bit about yourself before we get into this discussion.
All right, my name is DJ Romeo Grate. Real name is Jerome Grate. And I'm a house music DJ. I'm also, I do some mobile gigs. I have a radio show on an internet radio show called WeGetLifterRadio.com, and we also it's 24-hour live streaming house music. My show is on Friday nights between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. I also live stream the show when I do it on Mixcloud, as well as I post it on YouTube. As long as they don't get stricken by copyright.
Right.
But that's what I do. That's who I am.
Okay.
Lover of house music, a serious house head.
You sound like you got a lot going on. Definitely thanks a lot for putting those plugs in so we could check you out on all those platforms. So how did you get into house music, man? And how long have you been DJing?
Well, I've been DJing since 1979. With my older brother DJ Sonny G, and he still does it. Started in 1979 and graduated from two of those console stereos. If you remember.
Oh yeah, I remember
DJ
those.
Breakout may not remember.
he ain't that much younger. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, started out with that, and then we. My brother and I, we got the Technics SB 100Ls or the SBL 100s. Those are belt-driven turntables, and with a Gemini mixer, and graduated to 1200s to a Newmark mixer, and then there was a hiatus. I got married, bought a house up in upstate New York, and been on hiatus until 2018.
Okay. Sounds good. So what started with you? You want to ask some questions, Breakout?
Go ahead. You good? Go ahead.
What started with your love for house? Like, house music. Like, where does house music even come from? I love the sound. I love the music, but where does it originate from?
House music actually originates from Chicago.
Yeah. Okay.
New Yorkers think differently, and I'm a New Yorker, but realistically, house music started in Chicago.
Okay.
And then it bridged its way from, and actually it kind of bridged its way from New York through If you know the DJ Frankie Knuckles.
Yep.
Yeah, it kind of Frankie Knuckles used to be a protege of Larry Levan, and he would play it was the Paradise Garage, and I think it was called not the Loft. I forget the name of the club where Larry Levan started, but Frankie Knuckles was there as well. So that kind of got when the house music bridged out from Chicago and back to New York. That's when then the love for it was there. I played Phi Beta Sigma, and I was their DJ.
Okay.
For our chapter, as well as for the other chapters in New York, like in Stony Brook and LIU, so forth. And but everybody wanted the house music. They were stepping away from the club music and going to like clubs like Bentley's and Silver Shadow and Justine's. We started going to the Shelter, the Paradise Garage on Friday nights. Saturday nights was a different night, if you know what I mean. So I went there on Friday nights, and then every time when I did a party, that's all they wanted was the house music. I just kept collecting them. I still have a ton of vinyl in my garage.
Oh, wow. That's okay right there, man. So when you DJ, what type of equipment do you prefer to DJ with nowadays?
Now a controller.
A controller, okay.
Because I started when I started back in the when I was really growing in the '80s. I was a turntablist, and with the scratch, and it was really starting to pick up. And then, then I got married. Excuse me. And but right now, I prefer a controller.
Okay.
A controller and a laptop, because it's, you got the 4x4, you got the grids. Like sometimes when you're mixing house music, there's 4 beats, 8 beats, 16 beats. So sometimes a good transition and a good mix. With my brother, you were killing it tonight, bro. I had goosebumps all over.
Man, I appreciate it, man.
The funk was great.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Breakout.
Coming from you, man, that means a lot. Coming from you, definitely. I'll be checking out your channel and your house mixes. We be playing them in the barbershop, and man, you got a lot of music. You got a lot of music, man. I'm like, house songs that I ain't never heard before be jamming. I'm like, wow. I mean, where do you get that music from now, like in MP3 form, or have you just transferred some of your vinyl to MP3?
Nah, I get it from TrackSource. TrackSource and Beatport.
Wow, okay.
TrackSource is I think it's, if you do DJ City, they're great too, but DJ City has there's a lot of stuff out there that really doesn't ring my bell, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But
right.
TrackSource, they've got they all have different genres of house. They've got TrackSource. They've got the soulful house. They've got the deep house. They've got the garage house. They've got and then just of course your house music and even classic house music. So each week TrackSource puts out new stuff.
Wow.
You've got artists that are still working and putting out some outstanding stuff. But when it comes to like my sets, you can play the new stuff. But sometimes you gotta hear like what you playing tonight.
Right.
So I try to add. I always add my classics, to my set. When you listen to my set, and if you hear a woman's voice who it says, "Here's another classic from DJ Romeo Grate." That's my boo. That's my wife.
Okay.
Doing that drop for me.
Oh.
And that's where it really is. You've got to keep the classics alive. a lot of the new stuff is really, really good.
Right.
And so Track Source is your venue, I think.
Well, with Track Source, is it only for house, or do they have other genres on there?
They not particularly. If you want other genres, you can go to Beat Source. You know, there's and I forget, and I'm a member of it too, but I'm forgetting it now.
Right.
But my hip hop and my classic hip hop, you know, because I'll be frank, I am not a fan of the new hip hop.
Yeah, not too many of us older heads are.
Right.
Yeah, so the classic stuff you can get from this site. I don't know why I'm having a coughing attack. Excuse me. So but Track Source is basically house music.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So when you get ready for a gig and stuff, because we try to gear this towards, you know, beginner DJs, up and coming DJs, you know what I'm saying? So if somebody just coming to the house, how do you set up your for a gig? How do you set up? How many songs do you use to bring? And how long do you play certain songs? How do you get ready for a gig as far as being a house DJ or playing house?
Being a house DJ is actually it's a little bit easier because the crowd that you're playing for, they're not really into quick mixing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They're not really into quick mixing, and if they're true house heads, the tracks that you're playing, they know. You can tell because they're singing it. You know, like they're singing it. They're mouthing words. And then when it's one of those really hot tracks, and again, even the new hot tracks, they know. So when I do it, and when I do a gig, I usually just draw up a list of all the tracks that I want to do, and then put it on a flash drive. Flash drive is right now the easiest way to do it. It has to be a high-speed flash drive, and then get that stuff together, and then of course do the list with all the equipment that you need to take with you, the speakers, the wires, the lighting, and so forth and so on. And then I'm ready to do that gig. But but mostly my stuff is on the internet website.
Hey, what this might sound a little strange, but I know house music be knocking. So what kind of speakers do you prefer or do you use when you party with that house music? Because that house music bass, it's a different kind of bass, and you gotta have the right speakers for you to sound good, you know. And I've been to some places that not necessarily specialize in house, but I try to play a little bit of it and don't sound good because the speakers is not handling it, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. You know, the largest gig I've done last year actually was the last gig I did. It only had maybe about 45 people with house music, and I use I have two Harbinger 12-inch subs.
No.
And I'm looking to get rid of my Rockville tops.
Okay.
But because it's a smaller gig and the two subs coupled together, the house music comes out actually pretty well.
Okay.
But it's a smaller gig. But if I was to do a larger gig, 150, 200, I'd rent my equipment.
Yeah.
It's just easier to rent it. I would rent some QSC subs, or even the some EV subs. But like I said, I would rent the equipment for like a larger gig, especially if it came to a house music party. I missed out on a house music party a couple of months ago through Bark. That I guess I got outbidded.
Yeah.
And but it was solid house party. I mean, house music. That was all the genre that they wanted over in the Eastern Shore. First, I was shocked.
Wow.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
I was shocked, but I was saddened because I just didn't get it. I guess my price was too high. But yeah, and I was prepared. If I needed to rent the equipment, I would absolutely. I've got the truck to carry it.
Okay, yeah. All right, so being a house DJ, you come from that house, being a house DJ. For anybody that's looking to get into house as far as the beginner DJ, can you give us like 3 tips for beginner DJs that you think something they need to know, or how to get started, or to keep going?
First and foremost, you got to know how to mix.
Okay.
That's first and foremost. You got to know how to blend. You got to know your transitions. Really study the grid on your DJ software. It's very important. It's like being like a musician, but the grid really does lay out how you should put in the tracks. It's 16 bars. So if you take the first beat of one track, make sure you put it in the first beat of the on the playing track.
Right.
Because they'll blend excellently. Also, and then look into matching keys. Key match is actually, it really does help with the blends and the transition. The one thing that I've learned over the years is that when you're playing house music if you can't transition, you're gonna lose people.
Yeah.
People will stop dancing. You can clear 4.
Right.
It's and you don't want that. And of course that's the second one, key matching, and then the third is get the right equipment.
Oh.
You got your starter equipment, but then be prepared to elevate, especially if you're becoming very successful. Like you guys, that setup is incredible.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
That you guys have there. It is absolutely incredible. But get your get your gear to the point where you really can rock the house.
Right.
Even if the place is small, and you can if you need to only use one sub, you can. And it's like you said, Dre, house music has that big, strong, thumping bass. Hip hop, and trap, they got that long, beady bass.
Yeah.
That deep bass, and so does house music, but the like deep house, but it's not like the hip hop.
Yeah.
So you need to have the equipment that you can really push the sound the way you want to push it.
All right.
That's the 3 things.
Right. So
Learn
go
how
ahead.
to mix and key, and I'm a staunch believer of that. And get your equipment to the point where it's going to match what you play.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, so being you that you're a house DJ, you know what I'm saying, you heard our man. I told him that, the house was really, really jumping tonight. I think they beat us on the funk side, but being that you're a house DJ, what grade would you give my man DJ Dre over there on his house mix tonight?
Girl, A+++.
You ain't got to go there. I mean, I appreciate it, but you ain't got to go there.
You were absolutely killing it, and let me tell you, breakout in regards to the funk and because they do have funk house, jack house, and disco as part of the genres. funk is hard to mix.
Yes, it is. I was realizing that. Yes, yes.
Back in the day when funk was done, the one thing that people forget is that at some point when the old time funk, they used to use bands, and drummers they rarely were on like that beat on time. You know, they may miss a little bit, miss a little step, and therefore, you know, if you're trying to match the beats with an old funk song, you will find out down the road. It happens with like Before I Let Go. You know, so you got to know when the right time to match, and then, well, what they do now is they take the old tracks from the funk tracks, and they put a steady beat to it, and then I'll call it new disco. So it's, you know, what you did was absolutely fabulous with the funk and the videos. Damn.
Hey, I gotta give my man Breakout a big shout out for getting those videos, man. He was searching real hard to find them house videos because I didn't even know a lot of them existed. I didn't even know they was on behind me until I looked at the screen in front of me. I said, wow, he got these videos, man. So, you know, he be doing a lot of deep research and getting the music for our sets, and I got to give him props for that.
Right. When I was doing my research on house, that's why I remember, you know what I'm saying, where house originated from Chicago. I remember learning about Knuckles, all them DJs and everything like that. So it was really, you know what I'm saying, it was really, you know, inspiring and stuff. And that's all like, okay, if he a house, he gonna know these people and everything like that. And you did, you know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I like about music as far as experience. So with that said, before we get out of here, for everybody that's want to be house, we're gonna start simple. You can either do 5 or 3. Give us 3 or 5 songs that every person who plays house, you need to have these in your set. You have to have these in your set.
All right. Marshall Jefferson.
Okay.
Gotta have house. I would say, let's see. There's so many.
Right.
There is so many, but you know, I always go to the classics, like Alias, Elias,
Yeah.
Follow Me.
Right. Follow. Yeah, we played that tonight. You played that.
What about the Jungle? What about the Jungle Brothers? Where would they fall in line with?
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. Okay.
Literally, I was just gonna say that. Jungle Brothers.
Yeah.
Girl, Our House.
Yeah.
You know, those tracks. If you don't play any of those tracks during your set or during the party or anything like that, then a lot of people are not going to know the new stuff.
Yeah.
Only the real house heads are familiar with new stuff.
What year was those songs like created? Like that classic house? What year is that?
Around the mid '80s to the '90s.
Okay.
Really more towards the mid '80s.
Okay.
Because I was playing Follow Me in New York. I was gigging every weekend.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff that I was gigging with, because I have my 1200s. I use my I have a good friend. His name is Richard Ward. You know, we were all, you know, I lived in Manhattan. He was in Brooklyn, and he's Jamaican. So you know what speakers he had.
Yeah.
He had the big folded bass boxes, and the bids were because that's how I learned about, you know, the whole how to measure and how to do the equipment. He had those big 12-inch speakers with the that were for mids. And that gigantic horn. I don't know if you ever seen it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Them tweeters, them big old horns that's about the size of the whole cabinet at the top.
Exactly. So he had those, and and I know I was playing those tracks before. You know, during every time when I did a gig, you know. I just remember every time when I hear that bing, boom, 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 boom. Everybody go, oh! And it's a memory. So those would definitely be the 3 tracks I will always recommend to a DJ to have.
Okay.
If you don't have it, get
them. Yeah.
All right. Hey, I definitely want to thank you for coming on our show. I want to thank you for all the support and the love that you be showing us throughout our journey. We started this January, so we've been on YouTube. This coming January will be our first year anniversary of streaming on YouTube. So it's still new to us. We're still working out a lot of bugs, still trying to build us our audience, a strong audience. I definitely want to thank you for definitely being there for us week in and week out. You know, we always can count on you to be up there motivating us to keep on going, keep on pushing, definitely. So I definitely want to thank you for that, number one.
And of course, I want to thank you for playing my show in your barbershop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're going to like the last one I just
Okay.
Yeah, he just put one out. I seen that.
Wait a minute. I can't even show you on my phone, because you were actually on it. Yeah, I was going to show you a picture of us in the barbershop actually watching it.
Out there, brother.
Hey, I appreciate it. Appreciate it, definitely. Well, definitely, man, once again, we want to thank you, DJ Romeo Grate, house music guru in the building. And we'll be back in 2 more weeks for another episode of the Headphones Down Show and another episode of the Virtual Reality Show. Once again, thank you, Romeo, once again, and a peace and much love.
Peace and love, brother. Peace and blessings.
All right, thank you. All right, break out. So,
all right, you know what I'm saying? Thank everybody for joining us once again. Definitely salute to Team DJ Dre. Y'all did y'all thing today on the house mix. Thank everybody for checking us out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to get better and get stronger. Let us know if y'all want to hear something. And with that said, we're going to close it out.
You can look at the camera too when you're talking. That's the camera.
That's the camera over there. Now that you told and everything like that. Yeah, we back inside. So all we can do is get better. I appreciate everybody checking it out. Hey, team breakout. 2 weeks, we're going to be back in there. We're going to give them some business. Until then, we'll see y'all.
We out. Peace. Thanks a lot, everybody. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out the virtual house party shows as well. Once again,